Some betrayals don't happen in the dark. They happen in daylight. With no shame, no hiding, no apology. I didn't catch him. I watched him. And he watched me watch him. And he didn't stop. Let me tell you what happened. It was a Thursday. I got off work early. Rare for me. I picked up wine, 2 pastries, and even fresh candles. We hadn't had a night in for weeks, and I thought, maybe tonight we can feel like us again. I smiled the whole drive home. When I got to the door, it was unlocked. I stepped in quietly, shoes in hand, heart hopeful. And that's when I heard it. A sound I'd know in any room, his voice. But not the one he used with me. This one was rougher, hungrier. Then I heard her laugh. That goddamn laugh. I moved toward the bedroom. Slow, careful. Like my body already knew it was about to collapse. And when I pushed the door open, there they were. Him, her, my bed. They didn't scream. They didn't cover up. They just looked at me. She even smirked, like I was the one interrupting them. I couldn't move. I stood there with a box of pastries in my hand, shaking like I was trapped in someone else's life. He had the audacity to say, "Kayla, I didn't know you'd be home early." That was it. No guilt, no shame, no apology. I dropped the wine. It shattered, red spreading across the tiles like blood. Still, they didn't move. She just wrapped the sheets around herself like she was the victim. I walked out. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I was numb, but that numbness didn't last. A few days later, it hit me. This wasn't the first betrayal. It was just the first one I saw. The late nights at work. The sudden showers after coming home. The way he stopped reaching for me in bed. I saw it all in rewind, and it made me sick. I moved out. Packed every memory into boxes. Left the key on the table. He texted once. "Sorry you had to find out that way." That way. As if it was the method that broke me, not the fact that he invited someone else into our bed. It's been 6 months. I still dream of that smirk sometimes. Still think of the woman who stared at me like I was the outsider in my own life. But I'm healing. I started therapy, took a solo trip to Greece, found silence in the waves, and parts of myself I forgot existed. If you're reading this and you've been betrayed, let me say this. It wasn't your fault. You were enough. They just weren't capable of honesty. I'm not healed yet. But I'm whole enough to know I'll never accept half-love again. Because next time I walk into a room, it won't be to catch someone. It'll be to meet someone who's been waiting for me. If that story hit you somewhere deep, I left something small for you in the description. A free emotional care pack, 10 healing prompts, made for women who feel too much and say too little. Now on to the next story.
Some stories don't have villains, just 2 people. Too broken to get it right. But this one has a villain. And it's me. Her name was Talia. Sharp mind, wild laugh, softest skin you've ever touched. We met at a film festival. I was there for the free drinks. She was there because she loved stories. She made me feel seen in a way nobody ever had. We weren't perfect, but we had fire. The kind that doesn't come twice. But I blew it. Not all at once. Not in some big dramatic way. I just drifted. I stopped showing up. Canceled plans, delayed conversations, chased my dreams while putting hers on pause. She was patient. For months. Maybe too patient. She'd sit on the floor in my apartment, laptop open, sketching her business idea while I edited music in silence. We were close, but not together. She'd look up and whisper, "Do you ever feel like we're fading?" And I'd say, "Babe, we're just busy." That's all. Busy. The greatest lie we tell people we don't want to lose. Then one night, she asked me if I saw a future with her. Not in 5 years, not in some perfect world, but now, real time. I paused, and she knew. She didn't cry. She just nodded and left. 3 months of silence. I told myself it was for the best, that we weren't aligned, that I needed to find myself. Truth is, I was scared of commitment, scared of not being good enough, scared of being truly loved. So I let her go. Then came the engagement post. I was scrolling through Instagram on a lazy Sunday when her face stopped me cold. She was glowing, smiling, holding a hand up to the camera with a silver ring and a caption that read, "Yes, 1,000 times yes." I felt the blood drain from my chest. I zoomed in, and that's when I saw him, Jamal, my best friend since college. I didn't even know they were talking, not a single heads up, no subtle warning, nothing. I called him, straight to voicemail. I texted, "Are you serious, bro?" No reply. I wish I could say I was angry. I was. But beneath the rage was something worse. Regret. That cold, empty ache that says, "You did this to yourself." I found out later through a mutual friend that Jamal had seen her at a charity gala. She looked sad, alone. He walked up, made her laugh. 1 coffee turned into 2. 2 talks turned into something deeper. He picked up where I left off, and she let him. Part of me wanted to hate them both. But the truth is, Talia waited. She gave me time. She opened her heart again and again. But I chose silence. I chose fear. A week ago, Jamal finally replied. All he said was, "I didn't plan this." I couldn't watch her hurt anymore. And I felt that, because I knew exactly what he meant. I don't think I'll ever stop loving her. And that's the hardest part. You don't always lose people because they stopped loving you. Sometimes you lose them because you refused to show them they were enough. She was enough. I just wasn't ready. And now, it's too late. If you've got someone you love, please don't wait to prove it. Don't be me. I wasn't supposed to see the text. That's the part that keeps repeating in my head. I wasn't supposed to see it. But I did. And in 3 seconds, my entire relationship, my job, and my sanity collapsed. Her name is Maya. She's been my girlfriend for 5 years. My person. My peace. We met in the airport, actually. She was arguing with a flight attendant about a missed connection, and I just stepped in, calmed things down. Her fire drew me in. But over time, it was her softness that held me. Her loyalty, or what I thought was loyalty. 3 months ago, I got promoted to assistant director at my firm. It was the biggest jump of my life. I'd worked my ass off, staying late, fixing other people's mistakes, covering shifts. My boss, Daniel Mercer, noticed. Finally, he invited me to drinks that night with the execs, and I brought Maya. Daniel was charming, confident, the kind of man who knows he owns the room. Maya was unusually quiet that night, not cold, just observing. I remember thinking, maybe she's intimidated. I didn't blame her. But something about the way Daniel looked at her when I wasn't watching, like she was a problem he'd already solved, didn't sit right with me. Weeks passed. Things got strange. Maya started acting distant. Her phone was always upside down. She stopped kissing me on the forehead, a small thing, but it meant everything. She said she was tired, burnt out. I believed her. I was too busy fighting for a promotion to fight for her. Then last week, the firm announced a new opening. A position Daniel had quietly created. Not for me, not for anyone on the inside. An external hire. Guess who applied? Maya. She didn't tell me. I found out when I saw her resume open on her laptop, and I laughed. I laughed because I thought, how ambitious of her. How naive. Then came the text. It was a Thursday morning. Maya left early, said she had yoga. I was still in bed when my phone buzzed. A message popped up from her. Last night was incredible. The way you touched me, I can still feel it. Let's do dinner again soon. Eric's clueless anyway. I stared at it, heart racing, eyes blinking. Then I checked again. Yes, it was sent to me. By mistake. I didn't text back. I didn't call. I just sat there, frozen. You ever feel your chest tighten so hard it feels like your lungs are folding in? That was me. When she got home that evening, she tried to act normal. Hugged me, kissed my cheek, asked if I wanted Thai or Indian. I looked her dead in the eyes and asked, "How long have you been fucking my boss?" She froze, color drained from her face. Then she whispered, "Wait, what? What did you say?" I held up my phone. She blinked, covered her mouth, and whispered the most pathetic, "Oh my God," I've ever heard in my life. I didn't yell, didn't throw anything. I just asked, "Was it the night we met him?" She said nothing. I nodded. My heart cracked, but I nodded. "Why him?" I asked. "Why not anyone else?" And you know what she said? "Because he saw me. He saw what you didn't." I should have screamed. I should have broken every mirror in that house. But I didn't. I just walked out. Got in my car, drove to an empty parking lot, and sat in silence for 2 hours. Then I did the unthinkable. I forwarded her message to Daniel. His reply: "Let's keep this professional. No apology, no denial. Just that." Maya has been blowing up my phone ever since. She says she made a mistake, that it was just one time, that she thought I didn't love her anymore. But here's the thing. I did love her, with every bone in my body. But now I just feel stupid. They deserve each other. Two liars with matching egos. Two cowards playing grown-up games. This weekend, I sat down and typed out my resignation. I haven't sent it yet, but it's ready. I don't know what comes next. But one thing's clear. The woman I trusted most used me as a cover, and the man I worked under used me as a pawn. I will rise. I will rebuild. But not today. Today I bleed.
It was my birthday. I thought she was planning a surprise. Turns out, she was, just not the kind I ever expected. She came over that night looking beautiful but off. You know when someone smells like they're already gone? That's how she felt. She sat across from me at the dinner table. We hadn't even started eating. Then she said it. "I can't do this anymore, Malik. I'm sorry. I love you, but I'm not in love with you." My birthday cake was sitting between us, candles unlit. I hadn't even made a wish. That was my gift. A breakup speech rehearsed and wrapped in polite lies. I didn't say anything. Because what do you even say to that? How do you fight someone who already packed their heart and left? She left that night without touching her food. I sat alone with melted candles and a box of takeout. 3 days later, I saw it on Instagram. A beach, a white dress, a man I'd never seen before, holding her like she was his prize. Caption: "Our forever started today." I couldn't breathe. She didn't just leave me, she left me for him. and married him 3 days later. I stared at that post like it was a death certificate. Only thing dead was the version of me that still believed in us. I scrolled. They'd been following each other for months, vacations, late-night story replies, soft comments like, "You deserve the world." She told me they met after the breakup. But timelines don't lie. She was already building a new world while I was still decorating ours. My mother told me to pray about it. My best friend said, "At least now you know." But that didn't stop the feeling of being disposable, like I was just a warm-up act before the real show began. I didn't eat for a week, barely spoke, just scrolled. Every picture was a new knife. You know what hurts the most? She didn't even look guilty. She looked happy, like she'd found peace, like I was the storm she escaped. A part of me wanted to comment something reckless, call her out, expose the overlap. But I didn't, because no matter how much someone hurts you, you never get to rewrite their choices, just your own. So I muted her, deleted our old texts, even removed the birthday video I made her last year, not out of hate, out of survival. It's been 4 months now. I still flinch every time someone says the word forever. But slowly I'm realizing she didn't choose better. She chose different. And I don't want someone who could do that to me. One day someone will love me like it's their first and last chance. Until then, I'll keep my heart soft and my standards high, because my birthday won't be a funeral next year. It'll be a rebirth.